I've been through this before. I've lost another job that I had for, I believe, 17 years.
There was nothing we could have done to save this job.
Reading, Pennsylvania. Famous for the once thriving Reading Railroad, which in its heyday hauled coal from the Keystone State to the eastern seaboard. But Reading is now the 5th poorest city in America. Almost 40% of the people here live below the poverty line. We met Mohammed Chowdhury at his bustling restaurant in the heart of Reading.
Puerto Rican baker making Jewish challah bread in guy named Mohammed's kitchen in Pennsylvania, Dutch country. God bless America, melting pot, the greatest country in the world.
A Muslim from Pakistan, he immigrated here in 1988. When we spoke with Chowdhury in late September, his vote came down to one thing.
Solely about jobs, jobs, and jobs. You could go 5 miles in either direction, you have shut down plants.
He told us Donald Trump is the candidate who can bring those jobs.
He's going to bring manufacturing back to the U.S.
Have you heard from Donald Trump how specifically he'll bring those manufacturing jobs back?
He's a smart man. Let him figure that out. I'm taking a leap of faith.
You're taking a leap of faith. That was then. Now he's more hesitant to take that leap after the 2005 video of Donald Trump bragging about groping women surfaced. Chowdhury questions how he could explain a vote for Trump to his 9-year-old daughter. So now he's undecided. His restaurant is filled with passionate voters, like these Clinton volunteers.
They judge her in a totally different way than they would judge a man.
I think Donald Trump has done very well for Donald Trump and the Donald Trump family.
He's filed for bankruptcy over and over again. You can't do that with a nation. A nation is not a business.
What about all of the people that I have met on the road during this reporting, that you know, no question, who have been left out of the economic progress?
Those jobs aren't coming back. Coal jobs aren't coming back. A lot of manufacturing jobs aren't coming back because they're being outsourced. What you need is somebody who's going to invest in new technologies, in retraining. She's going to make sure that they've got the safety net in place, and he's got nothing.
There are a lot of people who are suffering, a lot of people who have not been able to make the American dream come true.
Ivan Torres immigrated to the U.S. from Ecuador when he was 18. He's an independent, but this year he's volunteering for the local GOP and voting for Donald Trump.
At this particular time, there's a need for change. Fundamentally, it has my support first because I think he has the kind of intelligence that's necessary at this point to come up with the solutions to economic problems. We're not very far from the Appalachian Trail, and that is probably the greatest concentration of poor folks in the country. Nobody speaks about them.
If you look at today's Reading Eagle newspaper, you'll see the paper plant got shut down.
This is a paper plant closing.
Paper plant closing. So, oh God, that's exact words, more jobs leaving Berks County.
We went to find that plant. I'll look on my phone. So this is the plant that's closing. The manager here told us 31 jobs are being cut, and these are good paying jobs. $22 an hour is the salary for a union worker here. As the workers put it to us, it's enough to support a family on.
They gave us the notice 2 weeks ago that they are shutting the facility down at the end of the year.
It is a good job. It's a good paying job. It's one of the few left in Berks County.
I started there when I was 19, so I've been there for 37 years.
Bill Schwoyer has been a machine operator at the Neenah Paper Factory for nearly 4 decades. Lisa has been working second shift here for 14 years. In many respects, they're the quintessential voter Donald Trump has been courting. Blue collar, and their jobs are disappearing.
This has been our life forever. You know, we don't know anything different. I walked in there 37 years ago and they asked me for the job the next day, and you know, I've never filled a resume, I've never done an interview.
What has it meant to you for 14 years?
Oh, it meant quality of life, not scraping by. The trade agreements, I fully believe that is the reason many jobs are leaving.
But your jobs, for example, aren't necessarily going to Mexico or China, right?
Well, they have to compete in a world market. So in order to do that, our plant was closed.
Nina Paper told us this plant, quote, operated at well below full capacity, resulting in a non-competitive cost structure, despite the good efforts of the roughly 30 employees there. The company is vowing to help its workers try to find jobs, possibly at other Nina sites in other states. Donald Trump says he will throw out what he calls bad trade agreements, and he will save jobs like yours, and he will bring your jobs back.
Sure he will. I don't think so.
But you're exactly who he's speaking
To get elected. I don't believe he can come through with those promises. He's a businessman. And I don't know that's necessarily what we need to lead the country.
Both Lisa and Bill say Clinton has their vote.
She's gonna get my vote. I'm just, you know, you don't feel super confident in either of them maybe, but you know, I just really have no faith in Donald Trump at all, none. And he's reality TV, and I just don't trust that.
There are still 20,000 more registered Democrats in Berks County than Republicans. But it was clear to us the mood of the electorate here is shifting. President Obama won this critical Pennsylvania county by 9 points in 2008, but narrowly lost it to Mitt Romney in 2012. Dale Wentzel told us Obamacare helped him.
There's a lot of people around here that don't have health insurance. They just can't afford it.
But he's leaning towards Donald Trump this year.
Just having a businessman in there might just change things a little bit. I think the economy could use a little boost. I hear all the thing about having a woman president. I don't know. I shouldn't say that because I'm not really against women having any kind of job, but I just feel that, you know, not really sure about having a woman in there. That's going to make me unpopular to say that, but she's not a business person either. So I think you have a big contrast of business person versus politician.
Pennsylvania hasn't gone red since 1988. The key to winning here, many say, is Philadelphia and its suburbs, where a third of the voters are. But Donald Trump has put this state in play with his appeal to white working-class voters, like right here in Berks County. But can he make enough of a dent in neighboring Montgomery County? It is wealthier, largely white-collar, and there are more college graduates. In fact, the percentage of people with college degrees here in Montgomery is double what it is in Berks.
Hillary is a much stronger candidate because whenever Trump is talking about the economy, he's talking about extreme tax cuts that don't make sense. Do you want to have reforms that are going to benefit the middle class, or do you want to have reforms that are going to still favor the rich?
Adam and Caroline Gamzee, a doctor and a scientist, know their taxes would increase under a President Clinton.
It would raise our taxes, and I'm willing to pay more to support what the plan of the country is.
If that's what we need to have the infrastructure and the reforms that are actually going to help everyone, but also help us, healthcare reform, family leave, all these issues, they help us as well. We should pay more.
The Gamzees know they are among the lucky ones.
In this more technological society, we need to accept that the American dream is going to change. The resources we give to people in middle America, in rural America, in impoverished areas, and in minority school districts need to be different. To say to them, the American dream is completely attainable to you, I think is false.
Beth Hamilton is a rarity here. She's a woman in the Democratic stronghold of Montgomery County, supporting Donald Trump. She's not thrilled, but she says she doesn't want to see another Clinton in the White House.
You really don't like her?
I don't. I lived through the Clintons the last time that they were in the White House.
That was her husband's presidency. Is it fair to pin it on her?
Is it fair to pin it on her when she was involved as much as she was in that administration? Yes, it absolutely is.
Are you a lifelong Republican?
I am not a Republican. I'm an independent.
But you're really concerned about the economy.
I am. I think so many manufacturing jobs have left.
Do you think there's really any way that those jobs are actually coming back, given globalization, given free trade, given technological advances?
I'd like to believe that there is potential to just sit back and say all the jobs are going to leave because it's cheaper to make something in China or it's cheaper to make something in Mexico, and not even try and do something to keep some of those jobs, I think that's foolish.
For folks watching who say, but it's working for her, the Obama economy has worked for them, what do you say?
The Obama economy has worked because my husband works not only in his particular, his day job, but he also does freelance work. I work. We have 4 kids. Okay, you look around and you see, wealth or whatever you want to see. That doesn't come easily. It comes with very, very hard work and a lot of hard work.
One constant we heard here, yes, their vote is about their American dream, but it's even more about their children.
My whole life is about my 4 kids, and it is about what the opportunities that they'll have and how they will be able to marry, raise a family, get ahead.
Why did it happen to me? But then it's like it's happening all over this country. People just constantly losing their jobs, but it's not going to hit me, I don't think, till I actually walk out the door for that last time. I think of my grandchildren, when they get older, what are the younger people going to do? I was young, it was easy. You could go get a manufacturing job anywhere in this country. Now, where do you go?
Do you think you've gotten to live the American dream?
I'll let you know in 15 years when I retire how I made out.